Okay, so now I've got our digitizer screen right here. This is the non-cracked one, the newer one. And actually it goes this way. Just like the LCD, try not to touch the inside. If you do, clean it off. It's better not to touch it because that way you don't get fingerprints on it. And it's not such a pain in the butt to try to clean off. So here I've got some padding down. It's just to help with scratches and stuff. So first I'm gonna put down my digitizer. The next thing I'm gonna do is grab the LCD where I put it in a safe place and didn't put any fingerprints on it. And we're gonna grab it and put it face down very carefully and line up the flanges and put it right back where it goes, just like that. Then take your screws, which I hope you either know where they went or put them in a spot where you could tell, and we're going to put our 4 screws back into the flange here, back into the 4 flanges. It's very important to take your time. I have a lot of people who always put stuff back together and end up with extra parts, and sometimes you're safe and sometimes you're not, but it's always best to put things back the way exactly how you took them apart with all the parts in it. Alright. It's the fun part, putting stuff back together. Alright, so now once you've got all your 4 screws in, just make sure they're snug. Don't over tighten them. It's not like you're putting a car transmission in. So go ahead and you want to slide the frame, the battery, and the board assembly that you pulled out, slide it down this way and make sure the cables are up over the board. So these cables here, make sure you don't put the board on top of it or you're not going to be able to hook them up. And we're going to go ahead and put this back in place. Make sure it's down. Don't push too hard. Never try to force anything. And once it's down there, we can hook up these cables again, and they pretty much, you just make sure the little clip's up. You slide the connectors back in very carefully and then clip them right back down. And you know, on a lot of these cables they have lines that actually show you how far it goes in and if you're in all the way on these connectors, so you can kind of go by those if they have them. A lot of stuff does, but some stuff does not. And then we're just gonna go ahead and put in all of our screws. So remember, we've got the 2 here, the 5 across the board, the 5 across the bottom, and then the 2 for the speaker. I also like to magnetize my screwdrivers because it's a pain in the butt if you don't. Especially when you're doing like iPhones. Having to have screws and washers, and well, for that reason too. When you drop screws. It's nice to have it magnetized. Alright, so we got the 5 screws in the top of the board and the 2 screws on top. So if you're this far, we are 5 screws along the top, 2 on the corners. We just have the 5 to put down here, and as soon as we get those in, we will be good to go. As far as putting it back together, we do have the audio jack and the charge jack still to do, so but this will put the frame back together. Pretty much the most time consuming part. And you can find any parts that you're going to need for this repair or for any other repair we do. You can find them on my website under the parts section in the navigation bar, and pretty much we got every part you can think of and or links to where you can get any part, and it's really good price. Everything is helps you find the correct part for any of the repairs you're doing. So, got this last screw on the bottom. Get that in. And then we're going to get our last screws for the speaker. A lot of screws. So let me know if you would like me to speed up the screw installation on my videos, and I will easily do that. I just want to be able to make sure you can keep up and I don't go too fast for you, so you get everything. So we're going to go ahead and slide right here, we're going to slide this cable. That's the ribbon cable. We're putting it back in here and clicking this back in for the audio jack. And this one's going to take 2 screws to put in. Oops. That booger won't go in there. Alright, there he goes. Alright. Now all we have left is this one here. This is the charge port. We're pretty much going to put this right back in the slot. Here, so the ribbon cable slides into this one just like the rest of them, and go ahead and slide it in there, lock it down, lock the keeper down, and we'll screw this one down. Let's see. I set those screws over here. Alright. So that's it. We got two more screws for the charge jack, and we are set. I need to get another screwdriver. This one is just about wore out. I go through these things so fast. Alright. Come on, little screw. Alright. So we got that one last in. So the last thing to do, and the very last thing is the same as the first thing you do, and that is when you first start, you're going to unplug the battery. The last thing you're going to do is plug in the battery. So we are all set. We're plugging it in. Got the back cover. We're going to put the back cover back on. And just be careful when putting it back on. Just go ahead and pop it together with your thumbs. Do not force anything, because if you force it, you're going to end up breaking the glass, and then you get to do all this all over again and buy another part. So just take your time. It's not going to be as fast your first time. You know, it takes time because you're learning. And of course it's going to be all smudgy because of my fingers. Go ahead and clean this off. And it's all smeary. So it's good to use something that's microfiber and actually clean these things. And that's why I say never touch the LCD or the inside, because it's hard enough you got to clean these stinking things all the time anyway. So there you go. New glass works. That's simple. So subscribe if you like the video, like it, and if you have any questions or anything, just leave it in the comments. And I hope you like this video, and I hope it helps you. Talk to you later.